okay, I'm here with one of the best trainers in the world, Wali Moses. And I preface that because this show's called Tell the Truth Sports Radio, and I tell the truth. Why are you not recognized as one of the best trainers? Everybody says, okay, Shukur is this, he's one of the best fighters, he's this. And they always talk, but they never mention you.
Well, it depends on where you are, you know. Believe it or not, I got bigger recognition, internationally than I do nationally.
Okay.
Even though, I accomplished a lot of things here as well. But the thing in boxing, it's not about the trainer, it's about the fighter. And, that's the thing that I love, I don't want nobody to know it's not about me or anything like that. But right now, all emphasis and everything is on Shukur. This is his time. You know what I mean? And, I think, all the things that I've been accomplished lately or whatever, it'll start to, speak for itself. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to get out there and talk about me this and me that. You know what I'm saying?
But I am. I'm going to talk about you like that on my show. So, I tell the truth. Okay, let's start with Shukur when he came out of Newark. And there's a lot of great athletes that come out of Newark, but there's a lot of people that didn't make it because of their environment. How did you keep him grounded going from point A to this plateau he's at right now?
Well, I think the biggest thing is, as much as I love boxing, you see, I haven't ever said this. I think I said it one time in life, I never really let Shukur know this is here for that his dream was really my dream. My dream for him, my son, somebody, from my offspring to go ahead and accomplishing it. And just so it turned out to become his dream. And once it became his dream, that's what it was, everything was about him, not me. You know what I mean? So, I think that, kept me balanced, to concentrate on him and his development and not thinking about myself as well as all the other athletes we were working with at the time, you know what I mean? So, and it's a sport, you'll find out, when you are leaders or teachers or whatever, you want to be an inspiration, you know what I mean? It's not about you. And you want that, maybe that voice to the things that you do to encourage the city, the citizens, the community, particularly the athletes to come back and be a part of that rejuvenation of that thing that you struck into the community like Shukur has done with boxing here in New Jersey. Since Shukur started boxing, with myself in the recreation department, Mr. Donnell Redden opened up a gym in Newark. Now, Newark is taking that gyms over now. Boxing is back in Newark again, you know what I'm saying? We started to try to bring the Duke's AC facility back in Newark, in the clubhouse, which, happened to be, where my kids started out, which were the original combat kids, you know what I'm saying? So, I think right now everything's starting to come full circle, When you talk about me, nobody noticed me, not only to be noticed, but the things that's happening in the community are the things that we need to notice. Maybe, we start to see those, maybe you might see me a little bit.
But you know what? This is why we're doing this interview. So this comes into light for what you're doing in the community too. And what he always represents Newark when he's in the ring.
Right.
Now, I felt like he won in the Olympics. They gave me a silver medal, but to me, he won.
Well, one thing, that was one of the biggest fights, when he and I were together, I had been there all through his amateur career, winning the world titles and everything else, I was a high performance trainer, contracted high performance trainer from 2012 to 2015, but really 2011. So, the experience that he and I got from that is really what spearheaded me and really gave me the encouragement to come back and bring that back home. That international experience as a coach, that winning, and going to the Olympic Training Center and learning the things that I learned. I think that was what really gave me the idea to come back and try to revive and start boxing again in the city of Newark. So
that's awesome. Now we're going to talk about the fighters. What did you think about the Delvin Haney-Lomachenko fight? Because I had scored at a draw, but I'm going to lean to your expertise.
Well, it was a very close fight. You know, I think Lomachenko let off the pedal in the last one.
That's how the 12th round he lost. That's why I scored it a draw.
Yeah. Well, it was a very competitive fight. You know, you might say that, I favored Devin because Devin was with me for 4 years on the USA team, so, and, I was the only one that trained Devin on that team, other than that. So Devin, I could be kind of biased, I have a very close relationship with his father, and particularly, his grandmother really treats Shukur, and she does exceptionally well. Bill's mother, so you could say I'm biased. I'm
okay.
So
All right, we're gonna get to that fight. We're gonna get to that potential fight. I want to talk about Valdez when he fought. It seemed like Valdez kind of didn't want to fight him, but Shukur kind of shamed him into that fight, and he tore Valdez up for that fight, and I knew Shukur was gonna win. And everybody's saying Valdez was like the boogeyman because he had an upset knockout. So I don't know Shukur, but I knew Shukur is superior boxing. What was your game plan in that fight?
Well, we know he likes to, keep his head out over his room and come straight in a lot of times. So we knew that would never work. And actually, for that fight, we were particularly working on our hand speed because we knew he tried to emulate fighters, but I don't think you could ever have someone who could actually map his hand speed and ring IQ that Shukur has. So we know he would fail there as well. So our thing was to capitalize on those points, make him miss, make him pay. Don't let him get inside. Maybe don't let him come in with hit you with his head. So we done all that. Other than that, we knew we cannot box him.
Now, the Yoshimo fight, it seems like Shukur, he's one of the best boxers. I've been following and studying boxing since the 1900s, from Henry Armstrong to Jack Johnson, Sugar Ray Robinson. He's one of the best boxers. He hasn't had the resume yet, but as far as just pure boxing, I've ever seen Shukur. He fought his last fight. He added power. It looks like there was a little more power usage to what he was doing. He's transformed from a great boxer to a great boxer that can sting you now.
Well, everybody say that, but it's more naturalization, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And, throughout his career, you find out Shukur every 2 years has moved up in weight. So that same thing when we at 130, at 2.5 years, we had to go up, you know what I'm saying? Because, we weren't none of them guys that always that grew and had cut your weight to go down and all that kind of stuff. Because one thing I wanted to do was make sure that Shukur's body developed correctly. So now, in the process of him getting older, you see him getting stronger. And you see a lot of those guys like cutting weight for years or getting weaker. Like Devin was fighting 132 ever since he was, 14 years old.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a whole lot of period of time your muscles don't get to really grow like they should normally because you're constantly cutting weight year after year after year. So, a lot of those things attribute to what is enhancing his performance now. And, nobody never really Shukur never realized how strong he was in the ring. Give you an example. When you see the ring ever since he started at 122, right? You never seen nobody push him around or throw him around. He pushed everybody else around the ring. Okay, let's look at the maturization. Okay, you go up another weight class. You see nobody pushing him around. Okay, I'll be one world champ. Okay, I'll be one world. I'm pushing out there. That was real easy. Okay, now we move up again, Here we go. We pushing other guys around, backing them up, boom, boom, boom. So now you see that maturization as not only mentally coming in, whether the mental aspect is catching up to the physical aspect.
Yes.
Okay, that's been there all the time. Okay, all right. Because he's always grew up with the aspect of winning the fight, hitting, not getting hit. I'm gonna beat you on every scorecard. You know what I mean? I'm gonna beat you every round. I'm gonna beat you up every round. Now, getting with it, he wants to start to knock you out.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. Every great fighter, from Mayweather to Leonard to Sugar Ray Robinson to Ali and your son, they all have their certain trait. You look at their eyes. Look at how they process. Look, when he fights, I can see he's processing it while he's fighting. And a lot of the great fighters do.
Do
Yeah.
Try that again. Don't make me pay. Yeah, stay. And like, that's the one thing that I love about him, See, because a lot of things, like, like we talk about Gleason Gym. We were in Gleason Gym one time, right? And Shukur saw a kid, an older guy, bet on the bag. So Shukur thought the guy was crazy because the guy was rolling, pow, hitting the bag with the front shoulder, pow, boom, boom. So Shukur was like, Papa, look at that guy crazy. He hitting the bag, he ain't even punching. He hitting him with his shoulder. He hitting him with his shoulder. So back then, when we in Gleason's gym, I showed Shukur what that was. How the guy coming in, he's gonna come, pow, hit him, rolling, hit him with that shoulder. He's gonna come with that head. So now as he got older into the pro stuff that he learned a long time ago, he learned how to use it. Everybody think he just here doing his head. But Shukur doing this, pushing that hand down here, boom, locking you up, boom, all this at once. Oh, you trying to throw that right hand, you knocking that shit over, all this shit from my head. You dig what I'm saying? But
I know what you're saying.
All they just see is this here. They think you're doing this, but you knocking that hand down, knocking, holding that hand here. And now here, locking this side up, locking that side up.
It seemed like from round 3 on to when he either knocks out or wins, he's just like, I got you figured out. I got you now. So he could tell that he has got all the style, whatever he come in or where he trying to run from, he got it figured out.
Right,
And you can hear the commentators, even Andre Ward will say that, and the commentators, Joe Tessitore, those guys are like, he got him now.
Right. I used to tell a tale about his concentration, his discipline in the ring. One day, I was in the ring, and Shukur, this is when he was about 14, 15 years old. Man, everybody, all sizes. He boxed like 24 rounds in a row. Mm-hmm. He thought I was because I was over there running like an 18-unit circuit. Boom, 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 boom. That's going to go like almost like 18 rounds, So we over there. So I'm looking at him and doing this thing. So we got a camp this last camp. So Shukur wanted to have fun here, So, in pro, we do 4-minute rounds. So Shukur done 18 4-minute rounds. So when you break that down by 3, that's 24 rounds. Woo. So that proved my statement to everybody. They didn't believe it.
Yeah.
So when you see we done it, with ease and everybody ready to go, it's time. I gotta put the rein on. That's enough. That's enough. Because we all know recovery is the most important. But he works extra hard. I attribute that. Ever since he was a kid, one day he came to me and said, Papa, you ain't got to take me run no more. I'm doing this by myself.
That's competitive greatness. That's competitive greatness. That's important.
Yeah. I'll do this by myself. And the biggest thing I understood about him, in terms of the competitiveness, he played Papa on the football. I had a thing with, I never wanted to force him to do this here, to box, to do that, whatever it is, because you always want someone to love what they do, Mm-hmm. So he played football, he played basketball, allowed him to be a kid. He played baseball. Baseball was a sport that he really excelled at. Never had an opportunity.
See, I want to interview Shukur whenever he comes out here. I want to talk to him about baseball.
You don't even remember that. So that was from the T-ball league. That's when over at Immaculate, I had bought him one pitching machine, pow, that was too slow. I had another pitching machine, pow, another ball, pow. This boy, he was 6 years old, so that hand and eye coordination was always there. But like I said, he played Power 1 football, and they were having a great season. They were undefeated. Wow, he loved it. So now you looking at him, watching football pop up, hey, I'm locked in. Go to the playoffs. They undefeated. All right, they're in the championship, right? So they playing the game. Apparently, they lose the championship. Shukur came home and said, Papa, I don't want to play football no more. I said, you don't want to play football? You had a great season. You don't want to play. Papa, I don't want to play because we lost, and that play was on the other side of the field, and I couldn't be there. And I can't control it. So if it's a sport that I can't control the way, I don't want to play. If I can't control the outcome, I can want to.
See, he's in the right sport now. Yeah. Now, before we go, I want 2 fights. Devin Haney and Shukur. if that's possible. And then with the biggest.
Listen, let me say this about a lot of fighters, right? You know, when like I have all respect for all coaches. You know, some coaches just are more effective than others, and some fighters are more effective than others. Like you take Shukur, Shukur went to the amateurs, right? All of us was in the amateurs at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So that winning, is a criteria that advance you to winning where you can win the most and win everything. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of these fighters, they lost. So now, rather than go through those Olympic trials, when you're going to see these fighters that you have lost in the past, and you don't want to see them no more. So now, you want to take the easy route, go to Mexico, build up your record, and that whatever status that you had, and didn't take a chance at losing, coming out of the amateurs. Okay, you regain it by going up there, building this shit up in social media, building up, beating a lot of bombs up in Mexico. And it had got so bad, if you look at it, right when that crop came out and started going to Mexico, right? Guess what? No more that we're doing 50-50 fights in Mexico and said no more. Because they seen what they were doing. Next is done. I got it.
How come nobody you see on TV after a fight in that weight class like, yo, I want Shukur Stevenson, I'll knock him out? You don't see nobody call him out ever.
Well, it's the politics behind it. It's that risk. The only ones that would do it are the ones that really want to be something or really want to take the chance of doing it. Those are the guys like Shukur. Shukur wants to smoke with that. You're not going to turn anybody. Let somebody say they want to fight him. You're not going to turn him.
Oh, I know he ain't.
Hey, it ain't about the money. He'll tell him come to the gym.
You don't care.
Yeah, like one time, the kid, look, this is what I tell you about. They were in the same area, but B-Hop, right? They fought in the amateurs, right? This kid danced all around Shukur weight class, fought everybody else, but never was fighting in Shukur weight class. So, Shukur was standing in Virginia at the time, so Shukur pull up on him. Pop out. What you doing here, man? He said, go on to the spot, man. Come on with me, right? So I get in the car with him, we go over to Bergen County, and when I get in there, we at Don and with B, I said, oh man, we come to sport this. Anyway, we get in the ring with him, go home, Shukur start boxing, Shukur start touching him, foul. Started hitting him. He started running around the ring. Yo, I told him, come on, Shukur, I had to stop. Come on, man. Man, scored him a couple of leagues. Man, we had to get out there and leave. That's, one time, he had talked some smack to Shukur, and they boxed. This was like, we had ringside or somewhere, and they boxed out there outside. Shukur beat him up then, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's the same tournament that he had talked so much at ringside. He got in there in the first round. This young kid broke his nose, beat the hell out of him. And I never heard nothing from B-Hop no more until next thing you know, he turned pro. And he got all his big name and all this. Like he did. It's not like B-Hop, it wasn't no surprise to the character he's displayed in his last fight because a lot of people know that's who he really was. I don't want to take anything, I like the kid, but I know him in his own life,
Well, I want to talk about two mega fights before we go. Spence Crawford, who wins that?
Listen, I like both the brothers, but I have an alliance with Terrence, so that's my man. If it came to anything, I know one thing that Earl won't be able to walk in and think he can walk through Terrence like he do everybody else without getting hit and getting hit hard. And I know Terrence would rather you kill that one. Like, I'll get you in a chokehold, and you got him in a chokehold, you're going to choke him out before he taps.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. All right? He ain't no quitter him. He going to go out on the silk. So that's standing there, on that aspect, that phone booth aspect, put two of them in the room, okay, I take Terrence. Yeah, Terrence is that kind of dog.
Okay, this is my second mega fight before we go. Tank Davis, Shukur Stevenson in Vegas. Highest pay-per-view numbers ever, all that stuff. biggest fight, one of the biggest herds, Leonard all over again. What do you think is happening? How could that happen?
You know, I'm always biased. You know who I believe the last man standing. See, there's one thing that I've seen about Shukur. I think Shukur as a 13, 14-year-old going Ukraine. Okay? Going Ukraine. Beat Ukraine, the best fighter they had in the first world championship, right? Okay. This is when Lomachenko was there and the Klitschko was there watching Shukur. Okay. I seen Shukur, his next world championship, be the world champion from Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, and what's the other? Azerbaijan. Okay. So Shukur had beaten world champions, right, before he even got to the Olympics. Okay. I mean, he won the gold medal in the youth men's world Olympics. So he had already beat future Olympians already. So those fights, all those kids had the opportunity to win. Like, say, each one of those world championships, Devin was there with me. Okay, and Shukur. Did Devin win? No, he didn't. So it's not like Devin haven't had the opportunity to fight those high-profile fights or anything like that. I'm not taking.
But what about if Shukur did move up the fight tank with his power and your skill? That would be the biggest, probably the highest gross.
It could be, but let me tell you
pay-per-view.
Tank was 15, Shukur was 13.
Oh.
I couldn't stop Shukur from wanting to spar Tank. Every time he said, I want to spar Tank, they would spar. I want to spar Tank, they would spar.
Wow.
That's how I was with them. I didn't have to ask them. Shukur wanted to spar Tank.
What happened?
Every time he said, same thing happened now. But the only aspect, Shukur is bigger, older, and even better now.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And still, like I tell a lot of the world, we haven't seen the best of Shukur yet, because he keeps getting better, like I said, a lot of the things that we go through now, he getting better at a lot of all that shit,
Nice.
And he's learning that shit more and more, and it's sinking in, and, I'm really fascinated with the thing that I teach him, and the thing that he teaches himself of what I do. He takes everything to a whole nother level. I teach him this here, how to do this here, you learn how to do the umpteen things off of that one thing. So that's what's so fascinating about him. You know what I'm saying?
Well, before we go, what's his next fight?
We can find somebody, the next fight, certain day, they said that there were 3 options, okay? One, if Devin moves up, Devin would fight the winner of Josh Taylor, right?
And Teofimo.
Okay. The next one would be Lomachenko and us, right?
I would leave that alone for Lomachenko.
Well, Shukur touched him up.
No, he did. That's not a good matchup for Lomachenko.
I don't think he would take it anyway.
He wouldn't take it.
Yeah. And other than that, is a mandatory bout with whoever. Those are the only options. And right now, from what Bob Aaron is saying, he's gonna put the purse up for big. So you know what I'm saying?
Okay. Thanks a lot. You did a terrific job.